Welcome to Trading Lounge and the US indices for the 11th of March. We'll look at the NASDAQ, the S&P, some stocks. We'll also look at the Russell. We'll also have a look at some large accounts as well. So with the NASDAQ here, we're looking at, on the weekly chart here, we're looking at wave 3 over here with an A and a B and a C wave over here. I know that it's higher than wave A here. The S&P dropped lower than wave A here. And it's difficult to count 5 waves up into this space here. I mean, it would be nice if we could, because then we could just go wave 1 and 2 here and possibly 3, 4 and 5. But yeah, anyway, we're counting 5 waves up in this space. And today I want to have a look at 2 different ways of counting this. But we'll have a look at this wave first, and then we want to compare the Russell to the NASDAQ and to the S&P as well. So look, just in a bit of a nutshell, the wave 4 here, the move up here, this trend up through here, it's realistically, it can be wave 5 sitting where this wave 1 is, and then we come, down much further, the big bear market that everybody's talking about. That's possible. Or otherwise we technology grabs, new technology grabs hold, and we end up having a massive bull market continuing in the line here. So yeah, so from wave 4 here to wave 1 or wave 5 here, I still think there's one more move up here, even though that the market has corrected quite strongly across this major trading level here, 13,000 here. So let's go into the daily chart and just have a look at that count. So from this wave 4 here, looking at wave 1 and 2 here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third wave, fourth wave, and then going up for the fifth wave here. So with the fifth wave here, we're looking at wave 4 being in play here, with wave 1 and 2 here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for the third wave, coming back for the fourth wave, and one more move to the fifth wave. As I mentioned before, it's possible to have wave 4 sitting over here for this, so this orange wave 4 would sit here, and that would create a top in play here. But for the S&P 500, it does appear that we have a corrective wave down through here, and also in the Russell as well. So even though it's only 3 waves so far, we've been looking at it as if I can just go to the hourly chart here. Yeah, so we've been looking at it from wave 3 up here as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down here, and for an A wave and a B wave, and then down for a C wave of wave 4 here. We're watching it come off the low since last Friday. We were looking for support to come in. That support came in, so Friday pushed up, and Monday gathered that support, and so on during the week here. We've seen the market push up. It's possible to count it off the low here as an A wave here, and then an ABC for the B wave here, and then 5 waves up here for the C wave, and this is an A and a B and a C correction, and we would come down as it retests the 13,000. But if it climbs above here and goes on to the 13,000, well, then we would have to look at it as more as wave 3 here, 4, 5 for the third wave up here, and count this as 1 and 2 here, and going up for the third wave here. So the NASDAQ and the NASDAQ stocks have dropped quite significantly. However, as I've been mentioning, we've been looking for support to come into play. The other point with all of this as well for this market is that it's possible that, if I can just copy this here for B wave here, somewhere up here somewhere, it's possible that all of this here can just be the A wave here, then the B wave, and then the C wave here. It's something that we need to sort out with this, but yeah, so we just need to continue to work through that. With the S&P 500 here, off the low here, I've always counted it as 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. I know that's a bit difficult for people to grab their heads around, but wave 3 and 4 here, and always been tossing up, should wave 4 be here? On the NASDAQ, we can count nice 5 waves up here. With this one here, it's a little bit difficult. You got to kind of force it to get 5 waves up here, but I've kind of ran with it. Yeah, but still scratching my head about that a little bit. But yeah, just been counting it as 1 and 2, and we've had a hard time through here, but we just worked with the intraday counts on the tick chart, and we managed to sort of get through that reasonably well. 3, 4, and 5 here for the third wave, and see here it's more corrective in nature here. That's why we'll feel like we'll push up from here, and we are pushing up from this particular point here. But before we go to the intraday on this, I just want to go to another charting program here that I signed up for, the Trading View one. So this is the Russell 2000. So it's coming back here. We can come back here a bit, but anyway, I'll just start from this point anyway. Yeah, so in this case here, we've got a much better ABC pattern here for this, rather than the expanded flat pattern. The expanded flat pattern that we had with the S&P and the NASDAQ, where it took out the tops here, where this one here didn't. This is sort of more in line with the banks really at this point. But yeah, these smaller stocks have risen quite nicely. So I just want to go through this count here, because this is another way we could count the market to the upside here. So yeah, a little bit tricky here, but I've pulled all this apart. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for 1 and 2 here, and 3 here and 4 here, and going up for 5 to this point here, and then having a small ABC pattern here for wave 2, and then looking at this as wave 1 and 2 here. And I've done my homework on this here as well. My best bet is looking at this as wave 3 and wave 4 here, and you can clearly see here too in this instance here that that the move down through here is not impulsive, it's corrective. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the A wave, some sort of ABC here, and down for this correction here for wave 4. So in this instance we should be pushing up here for this in 5 waves moving up through here, so we'll probably get a bit more range. But one of the things here, where have we got the price here? 2300. I'll just put it here for the time being, because the extension's in wave 3 here, right? So extensions in wave 3, so that means that wave 1 here and 2 here, or wave 1 here, will be roughly the same length as wave 5 here, but that's not probably even going to get us to the top here. So sometimes in this case we can take 61.8% of the third wave and then project it up there, or you can take the top here and bring this down here as a fib extension and look at the 161 up there, or starting off with the 127 and then moving from that point. But I'm not interested in that at the moment. What I am interested in is this other count here for this. So if I can just bring this in here, squash this up again here. So in this count, it changes it a lot, doesn't it? And this really looks like a third wave here, doesn't it? It's nice and strong. So we've got wave 1 and 2 here, and we're going up for wave 3 that's not finished, and then wave 4, and then wave 5. So, when we looked, when we were trending up here initially, it was the big tech stocks that were taking us up. So we looked at the NASDAQ as the hero in the picture. Then at times the S&P, stepped up. But basically now, it really looks like the smaller stocks here are, the ones that have sort of charging higher. So how does this compare to the S&P if we look at this as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 up here? So over here somewhere I've got this S&P here. So this is how it would look here. Now it looks a little bit squashed up here. In this case we would have, if we used all the same price points here to do the S&P, we'd be looking at wave 1 and 2 here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you might say, well, Pete, wave 3 looks a little bit smaller than wave 1. If that becomes the case, then what it will mean is it will mean that wave 5 up here is going to be shorter still. it'll be shorter than, if this one here, if wave 3 is shorter than wave 1, well then wave 5 is going to be shorter than wave 3. So we can bring that in as being shorter there. So somewhere up around the 4,500 mark for that perhaps, but I need to work on that. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with this count as such. So the takeaway here is that, you know, with the other S&P count, let's just find it over here for a moment. This S&P count that I've got here on the daily, that's going to put the top in play here for this, right? So we get 5 waves up into 4,100, 200, 300, somewhere in that space. Who knows? Maybe even just into above 1 here. But the main point is that that would finish here either as this wave 5 or wave 1 here. If it was wave 1, well then we're going to get a sharp correction for wave 2. Doesn't have to pull back 61.8%. It can just be much lower in this instance. But in this one over here, we would be looking at it as a wave 4. So that would be interesting. And in that case, we would just pull back to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree here. So there is a difference between a wave 4 pattern and a wave 2 pattern. A wave 2 pattern is just a zigzag. It's a 5-3-5 structure, where the wave 4 here, that could also be the same as well. It could be a 5-3-5 structure, but it also could be more complicated in terms of a triangle pattern. Any one of the 3 patterns within the flat family, double zigzags. Anyway, complications into wave 4s are normally the case. The other point here to note too, if this is the count, then this one and the NASDAQ's not too far off it. They're all a little bit, you know, they're not extending out in the third wave. They're all, it's going to get what we're seeing here of this creeping higher. That's probably what we're going to get into the 5th wave as well. So we're not going to see very powerful structures within all of this. And that would make sense too, because wave 5 is normally on lower volume as well. And yeah, anyway, just shooting the breeze. So anyway, back to where we are here. So I'll just go to the 4-hour chart and just drill in here and get to the point. So yeah, so wave 3 top here, we've been looking at it as an A and a B and 5 waves down for the C wave here, and then looking for a move higher with all of this. The cash market is moving up quite nicely. Is it possible that we could get this more complicated here as an A wave here, a B wave up here, and a C wave down here? Yeah, absolutely. And that goes for the NASDAQ as well, because there are some stocks that that are kind of on this path as well. So yeah, we need to we'll have a look at those today, like Tesla and so on. So it is possible for this to, you know, go up here, and even because it's in 3 waves here, I mean, we could also even have a triangle pattern in here. We could also have a expanded flat where wave 3 comes down, wave 4 comes down in 3 waves, and then we have 3 waves to the upside here, making a new high here, sucking us all in, and then having 5 waves down here for wave 4, and then moving up. Because that's where, you know, that's basically this move up here and back down is what a few of the big tech stocks are going to be doing. So, you know, we need to take that on board. But apart from that, it does appear it's a bit difficult to count this up through here, but on the cash market it does count very nicely for 5 waves to this point here. So that's how we labeled it yesterday, and so on. And we've got a position down here and a position here, and we can also get a position here. It's also at high risk, but we're above the 61.8%. Not that that's a big deal at this point. Have we crossed the trend line? here yet for this as well. Just roughly looking at that. Yep, so we're through that little hiccup. So really it's about finding support on the 3,900, which it looks like it wants to do. So that based on that, we can go to the tick chart, bring in a bit more data. Yeah, so I've counted as 1 here and 2 here and 3, 4 and 5 here for wave 1. But if you have a look on the cash market, you'll see that's a really nice 5 waves up here. And then just looking at this as 1 and 2 here and just pushing out here for 3. So we do have a reasonably nice sort of setup sitting on the 3.9. Yes, it could drop lower than this, so we need to keep the stop out of the way. We can, however, lift the stop up to this, oops-a-daisy, up under this low here, because we don't want to see that breached at this point. So we've got a bit of pocket money from this one here. We're getting nearly covering our costs on the second one, and we'll have exposure on this one here for a little while. So once the also too, so 3,900. So group 1 will be 3,930. If we get a tested support on 30, a nice tested support on number 3, number 30, the top of subgroup 1, then the market's not going to come back to the 3.9. And once that establishes support there, then we can bring the stop up to the next level here. So we need that tested support on the 3.9, and then at that point, then we're likely to push up to the 4,000 at that point. But we still got to get through this. So getting on top of group 1 there is your saving grace at that point. It makes everything a little bit safer at that point in time. Okay, so that said, we're just going to have a look at some stocks. So Amazon here has got half a silly chance to push up from here, as we've mentioned before, and we've got a long position in this now. So could this get more complicated? Possibly, but as far as the crow flies, we're looking for 1 and 2 here and 3, 4 and 5 here. So I'm hoping that this is going to help lift the NASDAQ up as such, but we just need to be careful because some of the other stocks can move up here and then have another leg down here. So just getting a little bit more complicated. So an A and a B and a C to finish here and then moving up. So we'll just anyway, we'll have a look at, we'll just keep monitoring it really and managing our exposure step by step. That's all we can do. So I don't need some of this stuff. Don't need that. So I won't move the stop yet. We could move it to this point, but we're looking, we had an impulse wave here, so we're expecting another impulse wave. So we've got that. And this is where it could fail, right? This is where it could just fail from here and take us out at this point. That's possible. So that's why we'll just leave the stop out of the way for the time being with all of this. Once that high gets taken out here, then we can move our stop up to that point because it means that we're in a larger structure at this time. But as far as this is, it can certainly be an A and a B and a C wave here. I'm hoping it's 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, and we're building to the upside here for this. So what we can also do here is we can also look to add on top of this one here, or rather a classic trading levels pattern sitting at the 3-1 area there. So the classic trading levels pattern looks like this. So the arrival, the reaction, first high above the level, the correction, then sitting over here. This is quite a large picture of the 3,100 scenario, but you'll need to see that on a much smaller scale. So that's Amazon. Just whip through these quickly. This, you know, we're doing US stocks now. We're doing all the innovative, disruptive stocks. My 130 odd list of stocks. We are doing those on Trading Lounge now every day. We're doing about 5 odd charts. We'll do 1 or 2 videos a week for those as well, just to sort of recap some of those wave counts. And I won't be doing them, but a young mathematician, Alessio, is doing those charts. He's got a good eye for Elliott Wave. He doesn't really know about the trading levels, so I need to teach him about that. So have a little mercy on him, but he seems to be doing a fantastic job at this stage, and I'm sure that will continue. So a nice development there for Trading Lounge and Trading Lounge members. And I hope it's a nice experience for Alessio as well. So Alphabet, nothing to really sort of report here for this, so I'm just going to move that out the way. Apple and Tesla, these are the ones that can have got 5 waves down through here, and we're looking for an A and a B and a C to come back up for the B wave, and then the wave C down. So Apple and Tesla will be doing this. So how will that impact on the NASDAQ and so on, you know? So that's what we need to be a little bit mindful of. Can this be counted differently as an A wave down here and some sort of A, B and C wave up here for a B wave and down for a C wave? Yes, I've thought about that, but we'll just have to wait and see what develops over here. If it keeps on moving up here, well then that's fine. I'll just have a quick look on the tick chart for this as well. So just get in a bit more here. So we've been counting our waves down to the bottom here, and now we're looking for, in blue here, an A and a B and a C wave here for the B wave. So that's, we're looking, so it should be, you know, we should be seeing a bit of a chirpy situation here, and we're already long here for this. It's high risk, of course, we're leaving the stop out of the way, but as soon as this high is taken out here, we can bring that up to this point here. I don't know if we're going to have 5 waves up for the A wave, so we could have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 up here for the A wave, and then the B wave here, and then the C wave here for this. Yeah, something like this. So it could play out like that, or we could have 3 waves for the A wave and then 3 waves for the B wave and so on. So we're not quite sure yet, but we should end up around the 130 here. So that's why we're just doing a bit of just killing a bit of time, really. Nothing important. No major trend there. This is Square. So with Square here, we've had we've been counting 5 waves down as an A wave, a B wave and a C wave here, so expecting this move up. But once again as well, we need to be careful here as well. I'm not sure about this. I have to go way back in its history to pick up the pick it up to know the exact count, because if I don't know what the count is here, that means that my mistake is further back in the count, further back here, and I need to resolve that. I just haven't had time to do that. But an A and a B and a C wave here. It could also be down for 1, back for 2, down for 1 and back for 2 to this point here, and then just drop from this point. So that's also possible here for this. So what I've done here for this is we've been long here, which is probably, I can't remember if it would, anyway, I can't recall exactly what happened, but what I have done is I've moved the stop up to here. Now we're likely to get stopped out because we've got 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, an A and a B and a C for 4 and down for 5. So we'll probably get some sort of little A, B wave come in here and a C wave come down and then up from that point. But I don't, because it's possible to have 5 waves here, and this can be an A wave, a B wave and a C wave right to this point here, and we're in the box here, I don't want it to get away on us. You know, I don't want to end up seeing the market, you know, down here for that. It's probably not the case, but you know, I have to cover that situation. So we're locking this, you know, I don't know, yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we'll just see what this is. I mean, when I have a look at if I go to the daily chart here, just to resolve this, I've done all this here, but I'd need to resolve a lot of this other stuff in here, and I haven't done that. But yeah, not to worry. Facebook, yes. Well, as I mentioned before, it's possible to have this wave 3 here and wave 4 over here as a triangle pattern, finishing here with a wave E here. I know I haven't got wave D there and so on, but because I'm tracking 2 counts here. So if Tesla and what's the other one? Apple, I think, are going to move up a little bit and then drop again, then we just need to be mindful of that with the other stocks and the indices as well, okay? So we have been triggered in here long, and I expect this to, continue to move up here, and we can have a look at that, but I'm not sure of the count. I don't know if we just continue straight up through here, or we come up to the 2000, to the 280, the 8 here, minor level, and then we drop from that point where the resistance is through here for that on the tick chart. Here we looked at going long here. It does appear that we've got a bit of an impulse wave up through here. We're expecting it to pull back here and then push up higher. So once we take these highs out here again, we probably come down here first, and I don't know, I have to pull that apart. I know we can have the A, the B and the C here. We could be all right. We can just push up from there. But yeah, once we take these highs out, then we can move those stops up there and cover half our costs at least, and we'll just monitor this the best we can. So the target to the upside will depend on a few things. I'll just leave it there for the time. I'll just put that up to there to remind us of 2.8. But we're in group 2 here, minor group 2. So medium level here is support. 65, 72 and 80 here are the minor group 2 here. So I won't go into it any further than that. We've just been placing bets on the lows here for these stocks, but we just need to get them to break even, cover costs, and then see what we can squeeze out of them. Tesla's the other one here because we've got quite a clear 5-wave structure down through here. So we were looking for an A and a B and a C wave here for the B wave, and then down for the C wave. So these, this one and Apple, and there's probably others that sort of haunt me a little bit, stopping the index moving higher in that case, because this dropped quite low here, and the NASDAQ dropped quite low as well, didn't it? So there's some symbiotic sort of relationship here with all of this as well. So we'll just go into the tick chart and just have a squizzy at this. So yeah, from the top here, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, as you know, counting that down. So looking at the A wave, the B wave and the C wave here. So we went long here, stop here, up to the 72, 720 in this case. I think there's still more to this. I still think we've got 5 waves here, right? So that means that we're going to see more downside here. So if you want to take some profit off the table, that's good. So, okay, let's just nail this down a little bit further. Actually, that could be it there already. Still a bit short on that, but it's just ballpark kind of thing. So I mean, that's normally where we'd expect the B wave to come to, but the problem with that is that we can already look at this as the A, the B. It could double on itself, so that could actually be finished there and move down from that point. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hasn't really finished off here very nicely. Anyway, not to worry too much about that. Look, if you wanted to take some profit or lock things up here, then this is the place to do it, right here for that. Otherwise, you'll need to look at this. Let me just get the picture back here. I'm just getting, because B and C should have some sort of equality there, so just So it should be something like this, really. And then something like that anyway. Is it possible for it to fail at that point as an A and a B and a C in blue here and wave B sitting over here? Possibly, and we've got that 5-wave move there, so it's probably a good idea just to take some money off the table there if you want. I mean, I probably talked about it at the 700 anyway, but anyway, just making sure. If I don't write it down, well, then I don't know, do I? Okay, anyway, enough waffling on. Well, that's it. That's something else. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated. Cheers.